Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here with my guy, Matt Facci, over at Facci Cinema. How you doing, Matt?
Good, brother. How are you?
Doing great. Yeah, just pumped to get back into the start bench cut mode with you. And yeah, guys, we had the Friday the 13th weekend, and we figured why not just keep on riding that wave and doing a Friday the 13th themed start bench cut with you guys tonight. So welcome everybody in the chat, hanging out over on Matt's channel and hanging out over on the Davey Deathray channel. Guys, start filling up the chat with the items that you want to see us rank from Friday the 13th. It can be anything. It can be like butt shot, boob shot. It doesn't even have to be nudity. It can be like best kill out of the movie. It can be best character, best final girl, best asshole. I think that would be a fun one for Friday the 13th, because we got some hardcore assholes, like just like Melissa and Trent right off the bat. I mean, even just in New Blood, you have a whole bunch of assholes. I mean, you get Dr. Cruz. Guy's terrible.
Bad news,
so
Cruz,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah. So we can have a lot of fun with this topic for sure, especially with so many great people in the community that love this franchise. So we can totally pick it apart here. Matt, do you want to say what's up to folks in the chat?
How is everybody doing? Monday's kind of like me and Davey's night to do stuff, because I usually don't ever go live on Mondays. But when Davey calls, I come running. And also wanted to say congratulations in person, because I haven't yet, on 1,000 subscribers, brother. You're grinding.
Thanks,
you're killing
man.
it. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you.
And keep going.
Yeah, just push the pedal to the metal even more from here.
You're killing it.
Just trying, it's one of those things where it's like, the more I keep on doing this, the more I just sort of like settle into the groove that I'm looking for, and the, carving out that spot. There's still some things where I'm like, hey man, you need to do some more pre-recorded videos and all that stuff. I just feed so much off of the live audience, and I love hanging out with everyone so much.
Exactly.
And you know how it is. It takes up like twice as much or 3 times as much time to do a pre-recorded video, whereas you jump into a live.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You can walk away and all the mistakes are like totally fine. No big deal. You could just laugh them off later. Like on my 1,000 subscriber celebration stream, I accidentally hit the end stream button like before I really said goodbye to everyone, and it cut me off mid-sentence. It was just perfect. Of course, I can't even get out of a celebration stream treating the people right. So yeah, it's been wild, man. It's been a lot of fun. But we got Lamontre Gillard in the chat. We've got, let's see here, this guy Matt Facci looks familiar. I can't tell though. We got Necromechanimal in the chat. Zodiac Z, what's happening? Adrian James, yo Adrian, and we got Rosie. Start bench, cut the queef. Stat bench. I should read it like that because it's like a Boston accent. Stat it. We got Brooke Scarlett in the chat. What's happening, Brooke? I believe she is a channel member over here, but she's got the little change, so she's watching on your side. So guys, if I miss your channel membership status, my apologies. We got Blu-ray Addict in the chat. What's happening, Blu-ray? Great to see you hanging out. Everyone's saying what's up. And we've got Erica. Thanks for hanging out with us, Erica. She's always hanging out over at Killjoy Jake's channel as a mod over there. I love Killjoy Jake's channel. I have a fun time over there. Trisha McMasters. What's happening, Trisha? Great to see you. We are catching up quickly here. Let's see. Liana Bevy Rage says, hey, I have to get the kids to bed. Just popping in and dropping a like. Hopefully I can make it back. Yes, hopefully, Liana, and you can always scrub back and watch a little bit later if you'd like. We've got Cheesy Corn Pop. What's happening, Cheesy? And we got Dave, Mr. Vanderhoff. How you doing, Vanderhoff? Great to see you. Herbert Geddes. What's happening, Herbert? Gene Whitacombe. Hey, Gene. Gory Tiger. What's happening, Gory? Medley Man is back for the attack. There it is. And we got a Death Squad, Jamie Hart hanging out with us. Brand new subscriber and channel member, D.A. Mac. What's happening, D.A.? Great to see ya. We got Big Rod in the house. What's happening, Big Rod? Cody Snyder, the other mod here hanging out in the Death Squad. What's happening, Cody? Brother Fluff. How you doing, Brother Fluff? We got our guy Eli Cortez, also a mod over here now, and a great subscriber to the channel and a channel member as well, and just so damn giving. Jigsaw is in the house. What's happening, Jigsaw? Great to see you here, and I think we are all caught up with everyone hanging out in the chat. But you know what I don't see, guys, is I don't see any items for us to rank for start, bench, cut. So get those items in there.
We're done.
We'll start. Yeah, we're all done. Bye, guys. It was great saying hi. We'll star the chat. That way we don't miss it. And I mean, Matt and I were both talking. We're like, well, like we just kind of have these in our head. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the movies so well. It's just like everyone can come up with it, right? So, and it looks like we've got one already from Blu-ray Addict, so I'm going to star that. Did you have one that you wanted to start with, Matt? I know we didn't write them down, but we all kind of have them, you know, in our head. Is there one that pops out? Okay,
this is a unique one for sure. Based on the locations of the Friday the 13th instead of you know, Jason and the kills and whatnot. So I want to know. We're going to start, bench, cut the settings of these three of these movies. Now I'm trying to pick which ones I want to use, because obviously the setting for 1 and 2 it's different, but it's very similar to one another.
I mean, it's supposed to be, it's the same camp, just the other side of the lake, right?
So 2. Okay, I'm trying to think which one's more memorable, the first one or the second one in, you know, the setting wise. They're both.
I mean, let's just count them as the same, right?
Okay.
So it would be like 1 and 2 because it's the same lake. It's just 2 different camps, so it is the same setting. You know, technically they walk into the grounds, right? The ridiculously big titty no bra girl. Holy crap! And you know, John Bon Jovi's cousin or whoever that is that looks just like John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we'll do that. But first, I want to say hello to Mel from My Killer Podcast. What's going on, Mel?
What's happening, Mel? Great to see you hanging out. Welcome to Start, Bench, Cut. We're covering Friday the 13th, so drop your suggestion down below.
And Erica is asking, do I have a link to my channel? I don't know, is it in the description box or no? I wasn't sure.
It should be in the description box, but let me see, because I've set up like a million of these. You know what? It is not in the description box, but one of our lovely mods can drop it in there. Jamie or Cody or Eli, if you want to drop Matt's link in there. My apologies, Matt.
No, you're good, brother.
I screwed you. If it makes you feel any better, my link isn't even in the description. None of mine. I usually have like 18 in there. I totally missed that one this time. I'm so sorry. But yeah, guys, if you're watching over here on my channel and you are not already subbed over at Matt's channel, you're going to want to go check him out. Like Matt's lives are awesome. Matt is, you know, the best bud I've made on YouTube since starting. Somebody that, you know, kind of took me under his wing and has been there in, you know, to help out with YouTube. And then even when I need somebody in my real actual life, Matt's been there. So go give him some love. His lives are really good. When Matt gets on one, it's pretty special. So you want to tune in and jump into the chat and get rowdy over there at FACCI'S Cinema for sure. So yeah, it looks like, of course, man, Jamie shared that in the chat. So you guys can click on that link right there. And okay, sorry. Make sure we didn't miss anybody else come in here. No, we're good. Sweet. Yeah, settings.
So we're gonna go we're gonna start, bench, cut the setting from 1/2, part 3, or the final chapter, part 4.
Okay.
Because obviously part 3 we get the barn, definitely a little different setting, Higgins Haven. Part 4, I mean, we're on the lake, but we're spending most of the time obviously at the 2 houses back and forth.
Yeah, and they're really close. Like it's like they're oddly close there on the lake.
So
and they like face each other in this weird way. Okay.
No other houses there but those two, so that's convenient. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
Okay. Go for it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say, it's gonna be biased. Probably, I shouldn't even say this.
What? Because you're gonna start 3.
Yeah,
It's your favorite movie
I'm
in the
gonna
franchise,
start
guys. If you
3.
don't know, part 3 is Matt's favorite movie in the franchise, so that may sway a little bit. But whatever, it's start bench cut for a reason. It's this is just for fun.
Okay, we're gonna
Have at
start
it.
3. We're gonna start 3. I do like the barn. I know we spend a shit ton of time in the barn, but I like the barn. I like, they kind of go to that one convenience store. I like that little part of the movie. I like the beginning part, obviously, at the other convenience store at the beginning when Harold is eating all the donuts and the nuts and having a good time.
They fly eggs. It's like my favorite line in the whole entire movie is "They fly eggs."
They fly eggs. He eats like 3 handfuls of that shit. Nasty.
That's terrible. He eats everything.
So definitely, and then yeah, I like that. We're gonna go with that. I like the house in that movie as well. I think that like cabin house is really, really cool. Really nice addition to the franchise. So I'm gonna go start part 3, bench parts 1 and 2, and cut the final chapter because they're just, I don't know, basically just 2 houses right beside each other. There's nothing crazy about it. So that's what I got.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start 1 and 2. I really like the house in 2 particularly. I think it's such a cool like design and everything. Love that big old like porch that they hang out at. When half of the campers just make it scot-free from Jason because they just go to the bar and get hammered. So there's a little lesson right there. Even if you're not going to drink, just go to the bar. You might miss out on the psycho killer. So I'm going to start parts 1 and 2. I will bench part 3 because I agree about everything that you said about part 3. I like the little dock that goes out there. I like the cabin and all that. And yeah, I'm going to cut part 4, even though I love that movie. I do find it like it's so convenient for Jason. And I've noticed that like I think one of the things that made me jump Jason Lives over the final chapter is in like the last 25-30 minutes of that movie, they just kind of go back and forth between the 2 houses a few times. It just seems very like rinse and repeat, like for the final act. And there's some great moments in the final act, but not much variety as far as like where you're at. So yeah, that's gonna get the cut for me. Let's see what anybody else putting in on this.
Did you see the Trisha super chat you had?
Yes. Okay. Let me grab that here really quick. Trisha, I did see your suggestions. I have them pulled up over here on my other tab. So yeah, let's get into one of those. Man, the first one that you put down here, Trisha, is really, really good. Like this one is pretty awesome because it kind of hits all points of the fandom. So it's just start bench cut ranking these 3 films. I'm curious to know how you lean on this one, Matt, and especially the people in the chat. Like, let us know as we go through. Let us know how you would rank these from start bench cut. So this one is so we're gonna go Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
The 09 remake and Jason Lives just as film start bench cut. So the Freddy versus Jason, the 09 remake, and Jason Lives. And I know that Jason Lives has a massive amount of, ridiculous fans, myself included. But I think the remake and Freddy versus Jason have got some really, really niche groups out there that sing their praises.
They do. I'm rocking the Jason Lives shirt tonight, and I'm not even the biggest fan of this movie.
All right, so how would you go with Freddy versus Jason, the 09 remake, and Jason Lives?
Easy. Start the remake, bench Jason Lives, cut Freddy versus Jason. I don't rewatch Freddy versus Jason at all. I loved it when it came out in 03, obviously, but I was a lot younger, so had a really, really good time with it. As I got older, it's not a movie I go back to watching. Watch alongs, of course, if I did a review or something. Other than that, I just don't have a good time with Freddy vs. Jason. I know a lot of people do. I'm just not into it.
Yeah, was it I think it was the first Jason movie I saw in the theater. Was that one. but it is kind of more of a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So I think I would go Jason Lives, start Jason Lives. I'm going to bench the '09 remake, which I really enjoy a lot. I don't understand, like, I get that certain things might rub people the wrong way, but I think it's a quintessential Friday the 13th film. Easy. And then, yeah, I'm going to cut Freddy versus Jason as well. It just seems very much of its time. You know, it screams, what was it, 03?
Yep.
Or 01? Something like that?
03.
03.
You're right.
Yeah, it just kind of screams that time, you know? The fashion, the slickness, like the music, all that kind of stuff. And maybe in 10 or 15 years, I'll feel a little bit nostalgic for that. But at this point, I'm just sort of like, yeah, it just reminds me of, you know, being very much of that time for sure. So that's how I'm going to roll with those there. Thank you, Trisha. And then you've got a couple more in here, Trisha. So what I'll do is I'll probably go through a couple others in the chat and then revisit your suggestion. Let's see here. I want to go over to the starred. Let's see. Do you want to take this one on, Matt? Start bench cut favorite look of Jason out of parts 4, 7, and Jason X.
Oh, interesting. But first, want to give a shout out to Big Rod. Thanks, buddy. Gifted a channel membership.
Holy.
Thank you very much, Big Rod. Appreciate it. The lucky recipient of that was Brooke Scarlett. So
hell yeah.
Welcome to the Facci family over here. Really appreciate it, Big Rod. You're the man.
Boom. There it is. Hell yeah.
Facci
Thank you,
number
Big
39.
Rod.
Yes, whatever that means. Cool.
It has, I think that means that StreamYard doesn't know how to deal with some of the emoticons.
I guess
it just has, it like sneezes in the middle of saying, it's like Facci's cinema. But yeah, favorite look of Jason out of parts 4, 7, and Jason X.
Okay, obviously the final chapter, of course. Bench part 7, cut Jason X. I hate Jason X's look. Uber Jason's cool for what it is, but
yeah,
more of a, you know, Power Rangers episode villain than a Jason movie. But
yeah, I mean the production value of Jason X is pretty low. Yeah. And not, maybe they spent a lot of money on it, but it doesn't look like they hired the right people to build the stuff.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip flop the first two. So I'm gonna go the New Blood final chapter. So start the New Blood, bench the final chapter, and cut Jason X. I don't mind the way he looks at the beginning of Jason X. I think it's fine, but it's also one of those, like, it's just like the idea back then was like, well, let's just make him look ratty and let's you know, give him this. I guess the mask is like somewhat decent in there. I don't know. But yeah, the part 7 is, I love the way he looks in that, especially when I was a kid and I saw those on like television. Like, yeah, the spine, the ribs, just like all the deterioration of like all the movies before it. I thought it was a pretty cool thing that they worked in there.
I like it.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much, Blu-ray Addict, for your suggestion there. Let's see here. What else do we got? Jamie Hart's dropping start bench cut Friday 4. So the new chapter, Jason Lives, and the remake.
Okay. These are all like like on the other first 2 shows we did. You have to, like, I personally had to think about these a lot. These have been just like boom, 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 pretty damn easy.
Yeah, it's great.
Start the remake, bench final chapter, cut Jason Lives. I know it's savage.
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm probably gonna start. I'll start Jason Lives. I will cut the final chapter, and I will bench the remake. I mean, I like them all so much, but yeah, those Friday 6 and Friday 4, I love those to death. Big Rod's got one that's a little off topic, but hey, he gifted a membership, so
you can do it.
Start bench cut stadium treats. I'm so hungry right now, Big Rod, so how dare you? Nachos, hot dogs, or a $20 tall boy of beer.
That's easy too. Not much to think about on that one for me. Start the nachos, bench the $20 tall boy, and cut hot dogs because I'm not a big hot dog guy.
Oh, so I'm gonna go. Can I get $20 worth of hot dogs? Is it just $20 to spend? I'm gonna start hot dogs. I'm going to bench the tall boy of beer, and I am going to cut the nachos. I like nachos just fine, but at a ballpark, I think I want something that's like a little easier to eat without having to worry about a potential mess. So I'll go that way. That's how I'll go on that one, Big Rob.
Okay.
And here we got one from F Bass hanging out over at your channel, Matt. Welcome to the hang. All the Death Squad folks out there in the chat make F Bass feel welcome hanging out. So we're gonna do start, bench, cut the hockey masks from A New Beginning. Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell. That's 9, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The first one I actually had to think about, really. We're gonna cut Jason Goes to Hell because I don't know, sucked into his head. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
New Beginning is just a regular Jason mask, just with blue chevrons.
Pretty
technically.
much.
And Jason Takes Manhattan is the conveniently available yellow version of his other mask that has a axe mark in it for some reason. I do like Jason Takes Manhattan mask. I got both. I own both the 5 and the 8. Let me look. Let me take a closer look here.
It is tough between those two. I mean, and the yellow on the, for whatever reason, like it works in Jason Takes Manhattan. Like the look of Jason, I don't really have an issue with. I get like, you know, he's soaking wet the whole time, even though it's not like he keep on just dipping back into the water? I don't know.
He does. He does.
But he does have a cool look, especially, you know, again, as a kid, like seeing these movies for the first time, it just, you know, he looks pretty awesome here, even though it's a very censored movie.
We're gonna start Jason Takes Manhattan. We're gonna bench Roy and cut Jason Goes to Hell, especially because it ain't even in the movie that long. So,
for sure. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm going to start A New Beginning. I'm going to bench Jason Takes Manhattan, and I will cut Jason Goes to Hell because I'm not a big fan of, you know, the way that Jason's portrayed in Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell has some things I really enjoy about it.
Yeah.
Like I think Steven is an awesome character. I love the panache that guy brings to the role. And I think the effects are very impressive. And even though I don't really like or quite understand the Evil Dead crossover, I do think the way that they handle like the disintegration of the bodies once the slug leaves is like really cool and right up there with like that first Evil Dead movie, as far as like, if that's what they're trying to indicate there, that it's all sort of related, then I do think they did a good job there. But yeah, I'll just put them in the order they're in right there. A New Beginning, Takes Manhattan, Goes to Hell.
Okay.
What's happening, Cody? Welcome to the hang. We are start, bench, cut, ranking the Friday the 13th everything today here. Let's see here. Everyone's dropping there.
Everything.
Hopefully I'm not missing any suggestions here. We can jump back on over to Trisha's.
Let's see. Dave Vanderhoff got one. Manny's Manic Media got one. Oh wait, no, he's just giving us. Oh wait. Never mind. Yeah, he does have one. He has one.
Okay.
Epicrotimus has one.
Jason Weapons, is that what you're talking about with Vanderhoff?
Yeah, that. Yep.
And then Manny's. All right. And then Prince there. All right, cool. I think we're kind of caught up, and everyone's dropping in their own you know, start 8, bench 5, cut 9. Yeah, there it is. Cool. So yeah, let's go through these here really quick. I guess it doesn't have to be really quick. Vanderhoff drops in start, bench, cut Jason Weapons, the pitchfork, the weed whacker, or the machete from Jason X. Start, bench, cut. Where are you putting them?
Start the pitchfork. I'm a sucker for pitchforks. And it belongs to Sackhead Jason, so I mean that's a plus. I'm gonna bench the weed whacker. You know, power tools are exciting. I think that would have been a little higher if the MPA didn't destroy the scene. Maybe put it a little higher. Maybe start it instead, but can't do it. And the machete from Jason X, I really don't remember that well, so I'm gonna go with that as my cut.
Yeah, I think the machete from Jason X is just like really, really clean. Like everything else in that movie, it just looks like, it's like you took it right off a medical table, something like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna start the Weed Whacker, because I want to see more of the Weed Whacker. It was cut to shit in the New Blood, so I'd like to see him get a little more active with that. I think that would be a fun one. I don't know, it's not really a Weed Whacker, it's like a saw, right?
Like a brush
I can't
saw,
remember.
I think, something like that.
Yeah, so but same difference. I get what Dave's saying. And then so yeah, I will start the Weed Whacker. I'm gonna bench the pitchfork and I'm gonna cut the machete. If you had said machete from like one of the other movies, I might pick the machete from one of the other movies, but from Jason X,
nah.
Damn Jason X, what can you do? I want to love it, but I
can't.
don't know. The last time I watched it, I looked over at Kate and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever like put this on again. Like maybe if I'm vacuuming, I'm just like, okay, Jason X is on,
That's nice.
And then we've got thank you so much for the start bench cut there, Dave. Really appreciate it. And Manny's Manic Media does a start bench cut for dances from Friday for so start bench cut dances. So Friday for Crispin Glover, Return of the Living Dead, Liana Quigley, and Night of the Demons by Amelia Kincaid. Yeah. I can go first on this one. I'm going to start Liana Quigley's or Linnea Quigley's Return of the Living Dead dance because damn, that's hot. And then I'm going to bench Night of the Demons because yes, hot too. And then I'm gonna cut Crispin Glover's dance because I mean it's funny. I love it. Everyone knows the story that he was dancing to like Back in Black, and then they just switched the song and all that.
Yep.
But it is a pretty great, spastic, awesome moment. But man, the Return of the Living Dead dance, like that had a profound effect on me.
I'm sure it did.
And then she's just naked for the rest of the damn movie. It's like
never
screw
put
it.
the clothes back on.
Nope. Too busy with all the zombies,
Before I give mine, want to give a shout out to Eli. Hopefully your wife feels better, brother. And obviously we appreciate you stopping in, my friend.
Oh yeah, I missed that because I'm over on the start thing. Yeah, Eli, hope she feels better, man. Give her all our love, and yeah, we'll see you next time around, man.
We're gonna start Quigley. We're gonna go ahead and start that one. I can't think. I've seen Night of the Demons a few times, but honestly, I can't remember what the dance is.
It's a hot, sexy dance. She's in the sequel too, and she does like a different version to like a Cannibal Corpse song or something like that. It's like the woman is like, I think she was a dancer originally, and then just got, had acting roles outside of that. So very, very skilled.
I'm gonna bench Crispin Glover, and then I'm gonna cut Night of the Demons just because I can't remember it.
All right, there it is. And then we've got Prince dropping one, a little off topic, but I'll allow it. This one should be quick. Start bench cut, film genre, film noir, horror, or psychological thriller.
That's a quick one. Start horror, bench psychological thriller, and cut film noir. There you go. Done.
Same for me. Boom. There it is. Boom. Roasted.
Quick.
Let's see what else we got here. Got some love there for Eli and his lady. We'll see you next time, bud. And his lady. Final girls, we've got one that just popped up here from Cody Falk. Start bench cut. Alice from part 1, Tina from part 7, and Trish from part 4.
God. He picked the 3 worst final girls, in my opinion. I don't like any of them.
You don't even like Tina? I mean,
I
think the performance could have been better. I know I sound like a jerk.
Different movie.
But the concept of the character is kind of cool.
I guess we're gonna go with when you're connected with someone and your hearts are made of neon. That's what we're gonna go with. Tina We're gonna start. Oh no, that's wrong. Tina. That's Halloween 5. My bad. We're gonna start Tina, bench. I just don't like Trish, but I don't like Alice either. I'm gonna bench Alice because she's the original, and then I'm gonna cut Trish just because Corey Feldman owns the end of the movie, in my opinion, instead. So there you go.
I want to be different to make it engaging for the audience, but I think I'm right there with you. I think I would start Tina. I would bench Alice and I would cut Trish. I know that our Death Squad mod, Cody Snyder, loves Trish and wants to marry her. And I get it. She is very beautiful. I think as a final girl, though, she falls short, unfortunately. But thank you so much, Cody. Really appreciate the submission there. And guys, if you haven't checked out The Crow Days of Sodom, it's a fan film that's being made right now. You should go check that out over at Wet Paint Pictures. Some pretty impressive looking shit. So go give it a gander. All right, let's see what else we got here. Got another off-topic one from Prince that I might save for later. We'll see. Aaron Click drops one in here. What's happening, Aaron? Great to see you, man. Start bench cut for a Mystery Science Theater style make fun of watch party. Okay, so kind of like ranking these start bench cut as far as like how much fun they would be to rip apart while watching. Okay, that's great. Take it away, Facci.
I'm gonna start Jason Goes to Hell then. A lot of eating some hearts and like shitting out of your mouth into somebody else's mouth. So that's a good time to make fun of. Bench takes Manhattan and cut Jason X because I hate it. I don't want to watch it, no matter what.
Okay, I think this is the one where I'm gonna give Jason X the main spot. I'm gonna start Jason X because I just think there's so much to make fun of. There's so many different characters. There's so many like bad jokes and awkward moments that I'm gonna pick Jason X to start. I'm going to bench Take Manhattan because I don't know. It just seems like the right one to do. And then I will cut Jason Goes to Hell because I don't know. I think it's so bonkers and out there. I don't know what I would say about it. But the other two, I feel like I could make fun of a lot better. So thank you so much, Aaron. Really appreciate that. Let's see. I'm going to grab another one here. Guys, I'm so sorry. I haven't really been grabbing your responses to these so we can have a little breath between these. And we can, show off some of your answers. So back when we were doing the dance, Trisha had said start Crispin because it's awesome. Bench Linnea and cut Amelia. And let's see here. Jamie said for the final girls, start Tina, bench Alice, cut Trish. So she's right there with us. Trisha says start Tina, bench Trish. Laugh out loud because her name's Trish, I guess. And cut Alice. Blu-ray says, Blu-ray's just got a different one. So I guess we can tackle that one right now since I just clicked it. All right, Blu-ray. Start bench cut Trish, Pam, and Megan. Oh, I think this one's easy for me. I'd start Megan. I'm gonna bench Trish and I'm gonna cut Pam because it's me, Pam.
Reggie.
And she's running through the woods. Her sweater's on, her sweater's not on, then it's back on again. Like, what are you doing, Pam? Quit playing games with my heart,
She falls on the ground. She's freaking backpedaling, crab walking backwards for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Get up. What's wrong with you?
It's not going to get you away from Jason. Keeping your eyes on him won't make him move slower, Pam. Come on, Pam.
We're going to start Megan because, hold on, this turn's going to be a hairy turn and he goes into her vagina. God. What the hell?
She is so fucking charming, man. She is just.
Start Megan, bench Trish, cut Pam because she's useless.
He's useless. Gone.
That's Reggie's fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the bulldozer.
Miguel Nunez Jr. is like being all nice to his little brother. He's like, well, hello, Pam. It's like, you don't mean that. Get back to your enchiladas. And we've got from Herbert Geddes, we've got start bench cut directors, Sean S. Cunningham, Steve Miner, and Joseph Zito.
Well, since Steve Miner did he do I know he did part 2. Did he do part 3 too?
Yeah, he did both of those.
And then he did Halloween
And
H2O.
he did H2O, and he did a whole bunch of Dawson's Creek as well. Directed a whole bunch of television.
We're starting Steve Miner in this camp, and we're going to bench Joseph Zito and cut Sean S. Cunningham.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm going to start Joseph Zito. I'm going to bench Steve Miner, and I will cut Sean S. Cunningham.
The man behind it. We got rid of him. You're done.
Yeah. I think he's more of I just think that Sean is a better producer, or was a better producer than he was a director. And I think that's fair. It's not like the original Friday the 13th looks bad or anything like that, but it definitely looks like a film that was like economically made in 1980. You know, it's just kind of by the numbers. Let's see what else we got.
I was just watching it actually before we started.
The original?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. We got Prince with more off-topic start bench cuts here. We just broke Cody's heart.
We knew it was
sorry that we cut Trish. I'm sorry, dude. Now she's free to be with you, bud. So there you go. Let's see. Trish lived, Alice didn't. Yeah, that's true. Well,
she got robbed.
What happened to Trish after, though? Because, you know, Tommy's looking at her picture when he's at Pinehurst, and it seems like, I don't know, did something happen to her after the fact? I don't know.
He dead now. Cody, what's up, Cody? Dude who loves movies.
Cody's hanging out. I'm so far behind in the chat, just trying to keep.
Sorry, he just wished you. He said congratulations on 1K. Figured you should hear it.
Hell yeah! All right, let me grab that one. Boom! Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Yeah, hit it over here. Go over to FACCI'S channel. Hit it over there.
Vice versa.
Thank you so much, Cody. Appreciate it, man. And Prince has another off topic. Let's see if we have any more. Oh, here we go. We got one from Aaron. But really quick, Blu-ray Addict says he would start Joseph Zito, bench Steve Miner, cut Sean S. Cunningham right along with me. Cutting him. There we go. And then Jamie's got a little bit of a different one here. Start Miner, bench Cunningham, cut Zito. So all that back and forth between the two houses, that's enough for Jamie. She's done with it. She's got to cut Joseph Zito. Cody would start Zito, bench Miner, cut Cunningham right along with me. There it is. We got another one from Cody Falk here. So yeah, let's tackle a couple of these. To be fair, Megan got the assist off Tommy like Tommy got the assist off Trish. It's true. Man, she's so charming. The performance is so incredible in Jason Lives. The chemistry between Megan and Tommy is just like undeniable. It's so good. Love it. None of this like, he's killing me. Kind of nonsense.
Shut up, Rob.
Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah. Rob, you look like Robert Palmer. All right. We've got Cody Falk jumping in with another one. Start bench cut soundtracks. Part 3. Part 6 and part 7.
You probably think I'm going to go one way on this because it's one of the choices, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to start part 6 because Alice Cooper kills the whole soundtrack, so you can't beat it.
Amazing.
Bench part 3. Part 7 is very unmemorable, so I'm going to cut part 7.
I'm going to go the same way. Yeah, I'm going to start part 6. I love the rock and roll soundtrack. I think it's great. You think the score is really good in that one as well. Part 3 is really fun because I adore that disco version of the score. Like, I really like that bow, bow, you know, the little like all those sort of little, you know, I love that little. There's something slip slidey about that melody that's really like funky and fun. And it stands out. Like, it's really nice. And then, yeah, I'll cut part 7. I think for me, part 7 and Jason Goes to Hell, there's something about the music where, like, on part 7, it's a bunch of these like stings, like these dun, dun, and well, and even during the credits, it's just like dun, dun, like that's all they're doing, like dun dun dun. And I'm just like, so after like 3 minutes of that, I'm like,
We're
dude,
done.
will you please start the movie? I'm dying over here. So yeah, that's a good one though, man. Jason Lives. That's a winner in a lot of categories for me. Thank you so much, Cody. Appreciate you, man. Aaron Clicks got one here. Start bench cut movie best improved by more gore being inserted into it. So a what if start bench cut. Which one of these would be the best? Which one would be second and third if we put more gore in A New Beginning, The New Blood, and Jason Takes Manhattan?
Damn. This is probably the hardest one of the night, to be honest. Well, I don't really enjoy A New Beginning like most people do. So I don't really think the gore is gonna help out for me in that one. Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm trying to think where more gore would have been added in that one.
Everywhere. I feel
Really?
like there's like nothing in that movie. There's really not much gore. I mean, you see Duder's head like fly into the trash, but it's like pretty clean. There's not like a bunch of splatter. Even the guitar hitting the chick with the guitar, it's just like he hit the camera and blood shot across the camera. Yeah. Yeah, really not much.
We're gonna start The New Blood. I think some of those kills would have been really gnarly with more gore, and especially whenever he puts that freaking party horn in that girl's eye. I mean, if it would have like showed the eye like coming out the side or whatever. I'm gonna bench Jason Takes Manhattan and cut A New Beginning because I just don't care.
All right. I think I'm going to, gosh, it's really tempting with The New Blood to put it first because I do think it's the movie that's like done the biggest disservice by having the gore cut out. Like you hire John Carl Buechler to direct your film. He's a special effects wizard. And then what do they do? They just cut everything that he put in there out. So yeah, I think I'm going to start The New Blood. It was, when I was a little kid seeing these on TV, it was my favorite because they're all kind of cut for TV anyways. And the way that Jason looked was just so cool to me that it just made me fall in love with this one. So I'm going to start The New Blood. I think it would like climb up everyone's rankings a shitload if it had all of the gore in there. If there was any way we can restore that. And unfortunately, they didn't keep the film footage, so they only have it on VHS. So that ain't happening. So I'll start The New Blood. I'm going to bench A New Beginning because I think it would just be so much more balanced if it had more blood. It's got like all this nudity, but hardly any blood. So I think it would be a more balanced movie. And then I'm going to cut Jason Takes Manhattan because I just don't even know if gore would save that movie, unfortunately. I am a hater. Yeah, I just more gore would save the movie if more of it took place in New York. And I even think just like even half of the movie was in New York, that would have been cool.
You could afford.
Yeah, you could get 15 minutes or whatever.
That's all you get.
And it's the worst. Like half of it's in the sewers. It's just it's terrible. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Aaron. Appreciate that one. Just wanted to jump in here with Erica, letting everyone know on Fandango at home, you can get it sounds like the first 8 movies for just $14 digitally.
Can't beat it.
So if anyone's looking to add something to their digital collection,
Jason,
that's the one. To be fair, yes, that was a Letterkenny reference, Erica. Absolutely. And that was an Office reference. Okay. Gene, have a great night. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Gene.
Yeah, the soundtracks was a really good one. Yeah, agree with Matt on Rob. Nice dude, but he was no help. Man, he's so prepared that you think this guy's going to actually be able to like get in a hit or two, but he just immediately gets pwned by Jason. There's no hope for him. No hope at all. Did you throw up your 4?
It's been a while, Cody. I mean, we haven't done a 4 Radsman in a little while. Just saying.
Gotta get on it. Megan is so hot. I agree. Part 6 soundtrack, bench part 3, cut part 7, right along with us. Everyone's saying it. Boom, there it is. Oh yeah. Although the music when Jason comes out in the lake in 7 is amazing. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's one that I'll probably be watching here pretty soon because really I don't watch it very much. So and I do like bitchy Melissa. Like I don't like her, but you know what I mean. Like the performance to me is just there's like she's just chewing the scenery with how bitchy she is. I don't know. I also love that when they're hanging out at this house and they're just like opening beers and just letting them spill all over the place and they're just making a mess out of the place that is, you know, somebody's uncle's or something like that. Dominance is being established. We got Nick Pixel TV popping in. What's happening, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
Everyone watching from the Death Squad side, give Nick a what's up here. Let's see here. We got start bench cut suggestion here from Herbert Geddes. Start bench cut weirdo prophets. All right, cool. So the harbinger of doom. So Crazy Ralph, the bum with the eyes, with the cow eye from part 3, or the loony deckhand in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Well, I mean, of course we're gonna start Crazy Ralph. He's a legend.
Yeah.
We're gonna bench the bum who's laying in the middle of the road. You're all such fine, generous young people. I like that guy. And the loony deckhand, he's just there.
The loony deckhand seems like he's related to Ralph, or that he's watched the previous movies. Like he saw part 1 and 2 because he's kind of doing this Ralph imitation. Yeah, I think I do like the Ralph imitation though. I'm gonna go start Crazy Ralph, bench the loony deckhand, and cut the bum laying in the street. But I will say this: if you put in the cemetery like groundskeeper from part 6, like that would shake this whole thing up if he were in there somewhere. Because I really enjoy that guy's performance. Like everything about him is so. I don't know. He must have really been drunk because he really he puts in the best kind of drunk performance. That to me seems like it may be tough. Yeah. And throwing the bottle and the realization that he never hears it land, you know, like all these nice little moments and everything. Yeah, it's great.
What does he think I am? A farthead?
Yeah. And like the whole, like, I'm a damn high school graduate or whatever. Like, so like, I deserve this job.
I deserve this job.
F Bass has got one here. Start bench cut songs. His Eyes from part 5, Man Behind the Mask from part 6, and Darkest Side of the Night from part 8. Okay, this is a really good one. Thank you so much, F Bass. This is a great one. Yeah, I want to see everyone chime in here in the comments because I know that we're all gonna have a fun mix here for sure.
You take this one first. I don't
know. You know, right off the bat, it's like I feel like I'm leaning towards Man Behind the Mask, but I keep on putting 6 in the front everywhere. I do sing it a lot. Like after we watch that movie, it's stuck in my head for weeks. But I think I'm gonna give His Eyes the nod because also like every time I watch 5, which admittedly isn't as much as 6, like it really does stick in my head. Like that chorus is really catchy. So I'm going to start His Eyes. I'm going to bench Man Behind the Mask. And I do think Darkest Side of Night is the perfect song for that movie, but I'm going to cut it just because the other songs I think are so good. So you know, not trying to take anything away from Darkest Side of Night. It's probably one of the better parts of the movie. But unfortunately, it's getting cut here. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fuck. Man Behind the Mask. We're gonna start it. We're gonna bench Man Behind the. We're gonna bench Darkest Side of the Night. And we're gonna cut His Eyes. They're all good though.
All right.
This is an instance where I like them all. So one had to go though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about this game is it's like you can still love all 3. And that's when it's a really fun round to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Start Crazy Ralph, bench Crazy Guy from part 3, cut Crazy Guy from 8. Ralph 3, Manhattan. All right. So everyone's right. Jamie's dropping over into your chat to leave some love. Jamie. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Halloween franchise doesn't have a popular song. Nightmare has Dawkins, Friday has Man. It's true. And everyone would probably associate like there's not an original song, but they would put like, Mr. Sandman or something with Halloween. But yeah, you're right. It's not a song that was written specifically for the movie.
Yeah, I guess it would be Mr. Sandman, huh? Because it was in two of the movies, I guess.
Yeah, and it seems like it's in part 2. It's in H2O.
Don't Fear the Reaper. Duh.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't
made for the movie, but
yeah, it wasn't made for the movie, but it is. Yeah, definitely. It's synonymous. It's a catchy song. More cowbell, So we got Prince dropped one in here, and it is Friday the 13th edition appropriate. So let's give it a go here. Start bench cut Jason Voorhees actors, and Prince picked like an interesting little mix here because it's not all like big man Jason. So we have Kane Hodder, who played Jason from 7 through 9. And then we have Ari Lehman, who is little Jason in the original, and Steve Dash, who I believe shared the role in part 2 with Warrington Gillette, if I'm correct.
Which was Warrington Gillette the dude who jumped through the window at the end? I
think so. And I think he might maybe there was another couple scenes, but I think Dash played Jason for the most part in part 2.
I'm gonna start Steve Dash. I'm gonna go a little bit outside of the norm. I'm gonna bench Kane Hodder, obviously, and cut Ari Lehman because he's only in the movie for like a minute.
I'm right there with you. I'm same thing. I love Kane like as Jason. Kane is great. But I think there's something scary to me about Jason in part 2, like the running and the overalls and like the living in a shack in the woods. It just seems like a little more realistic to me. And so it scares me a bit more. If we're going purely off look, then I'm going to pick Kane over Steve. But if we're going off like, just the performance of Jason, Dash creeps me out more for sure. Thank you so much, Prince. That's a good one. Hell yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Blu-ray is going to start Darkest Side of the Night, bench his eyes, and cut Man Behind the Mask.
Cutting it.
There we go. Start Man Behind the Mask, bench Darkest Eyes, Darkest Side, cut Eyes. Jamie says start Man Behind the Mask, bench his eyes, cut Darkest Side of Night. Tough choice. Yeah, it is really tough. They're all great songs that fit the films that they're in. Start Darkest Side, bench his eyes, cut Man Behind the Mask. All right, we have I knew it was going to be like a good variety. I mean, there's only 3 choices, so there's the limitations, but this has been awesome. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. Yes, Roy Burns, no life in his eyes. Cody says Alice Cooper is the GOAT. Man Behind the Mask is the greatest horror movie rock song ever. I tend to agree with you. I can't disagree on that one, Cody. Aaron would start Man Behind the Mask, then I don't care because I don't know or pay attention to those songs. There's a man with no light in his eyes. It's just so perfectly 80s and creepy. I love it. Fear the Reaper. There you go. Yeah, you'd mentioned that.
McFly.
Hello. Here we go. We got another one from Prince here. Start bench cut Friday the 13th actresses: Betsy Palmer, Amy Steele, Tiffany Helm. And I have to look up Tiffany Helm because her name doesn't stick it. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the right person here. So Tiffany Helm. Let's see.
Her.
Is she from part 2?
No, it's what's her name? Violet from part 5.
She just looks so yeah, she looks so different without the bleached blonde hair and the new wave do. All right. Okay. You want to take this one first, Matt?
We'll take it. What's up, Custom Footwear? Thanks for stopping in, my man. We have. We're gonna start Amy Steele because who doesn't love Ginny? We're gonna bench Betsy Palmer because she was one psychotic mommy, and we're gonna cut Tiffany Helm, aka Violet, because whatever. There's no reason. I don't like her that much.
Yeah, Violet. You had to be the only woman in the movie that didn't show her knockers. Oh, well, I guess Pam doesn't, but Pam's like the final girl, I guess. The final grandma.
Grandma.
I mean, I guess she's supposed to be a final girl, but she's certainly not a teenager. You know, who are we kidding?
She's like 40, so no.
Seems like it, yeah. I'm gonna start Betsy Palmer.
Okay.
And the reason why I love Amy Steele. Like one of my favorite final girls ever. Like ever. She's right up there with Sidney Prescott for me. And she's only in one movie. And she's in a damn good movie. But I'm gonna start Betsy Palmer because I think that Betsy being in the first film probably helped give it that edge. You know, everyone knows how wildly successful the first film was. I think it cost something like $3 million or $6 million to make, and it made something crazy like $39 million, which at the time was like completely absurd. And while I don't think it's all because of Betsy, I think that like having an actress like that in your movie that like no one really knows who you are, I think it certainly helped. And I do think like, you know, Vincent DeSanti came out like not too long ago, just during all this like Crystal Lake TV series nonsense that's going on, and like really is pushing for like some respect to, you know, towards Pamela as a character, because she's Jason's reason for it's the reason for the entire franchise essentially.
It is.
And we sort of lose sight of that because she's only, even though she pops up in certain capacities in other movies in the franchise, she's really only in that first one. And so I do think that like it sets the tone, and that getting her to be in the movie is a coup. It's like Donald Pleasance being in Halloween. It's something that elevates your movie to an audience that maybe wouldn't have seen it without. So I'll start 100%. Betsy Palmer. I'm going to bench Amy Steele, and unfortunately I am going to cut Tiffany Helm. But I love your dance, Tiffany. Your dance is so friggin' awesome. And you would have been the chick out of all the girls at Pinehurst that I would have tried to get close to, because you got that freaky deaky new wave thing going, and I dig that. You know, it was the goth of its time.
You don't set a place for a dead person.
Oh, that poor guy, man. When he tells what's her face that he wants to be with her, like he wants to, that whole thing, it's so sad. I feel so bad. And then she just cracks up like she's a jerk. I mean, go ahead and reject him. I think that's fine. Like reject the hell out of him. But laughing at someone that like opens your heart, like, oh, that's so crushing, man. It's so
then
crushing.
She goes and shows her boobs. What else is new?
And let's be honest, she's got nothing going on there.
Whoa!
What does what's his face say in Larry Jr. in Jaws 2? Says she's got tits like a sparrow. It's like I've never heard anyone say that, but it's such a great line in a movie where I'm like, we should say that. You should say tits like a sparrow. That's friggin' great.
Sparrow.
Like a sparrow. I don't know why it's a question now, but it is. Blu-ray Addict would start Kane Hodder, bench Steve Dash, and cut Ari Lehman. Yeah, I think that certainly makes sense for sure. Nightmare on Elm Street also had Fresh Prince Nightmare on My Street. So Nightmare's getting all the, and that's the thing with the Nightmare franchises. It was very pop friendly, like very establishment, middle of the road friendly, because Freddy was such a personality, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Brooke would start Dash, bench Hodder, and cut Lehman. There we go. Start Kane, bench Dash, cut Ari. Yep. Dash, Kane, Ari. We're in, it's a 50-50 pretty much on that one. No one's putting Ari in the middle or the front. Let's see. Oh yeah, you said hello to De Jesus. What's happening, bud? Great to see you hanging out in the chat. My turn, says Trisha. Yeah, let's jump back on over and grab another one of Trisha's. Thank you for reminding me, Trisha. I get very distracted. But Dave, just go crunch one out and you'll feel better. Right? I love when Dave tells people to crunch one out. That's my favorite. And he's like, and people get in the chats and they're like, I don't know what it is. That shit just cracks me up, man. All right, so let's see here. Best effects. Let's do that one. Trisha threw out one for best effects. Jason Lives, Jason X, and Jason Takes Manhattan. Best effects.
That's a hard one. I'm trying to think.
Man, I think I gotta start Jason X for best effects.
I mean, the face smash kill is cool, and
it's amazing, and
good.
And I even think like when he's frozen, like I think that looks really good. Like when they find him frozen in the tank or whatever, and find what's her butt, like, you know, frozen as well with the machete in her gut. I mean, the digital effects though are pretty weak in this one. Gosh,
rough.
In Jason Lives, I do really like the effects. There's nothing like, to me, they're like par for the course, and they're good. Everything else about that movie to me is what stands out. But man, the heart punch at the beginning is really good. Man, this is a really tough one, Trisha. Even with Manhattan, like, again, there's not much gore, but like Jason just as a water monster is fucking, like, that's a pretty, you hear his squishy steps everywhere, like he's walking on sponges.
And he got that, sounds like he has a snorkel on the whole time.
Yeah. But I don't think Manhattan's got to be cut because of the sewer scene at the end, and the way that Jason looks at the end is just friggin' atrocious. It is literally like a paper mache puppet that they put together. Like, they forgot. They're like, does anyone have the Jason head for the deterioration scene? And they're like, huh?
And he screams.
And he's like barfing out like doo-doo water. It's weird. Okay, so I'll make my decision finally instead of just mulling it over like some radio talk show host. I'm convinced. I'm going to do Jason Lives. I'm going to start Jason Lives. I'm going to bench Jason X, and I'm going to cut Jason Takes a Boat.
He has mad asthma in that one. He's waterlogged from being under there so long. Yep, we're gonna start Jason Lives. The opening when he's in the casket, the effects, the maggots, the way his face looks, the heart punch, the stuff with Sheriff Garris's kill, how there's somebody on the ground, bent over. It's really cool. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna bench. There's only one thing cool in the whole Jason X movie. We're gonna bench Jason Takes Manhattan. He's juicy, and
all right,
I like it. We're gonna cut.
I like it.
Jason X because it only has one good scene of special effects. CGI is terrible.
Because fuck that movie. Yeah, I like it when you're shaking it up there, Matt. That's great. Jumping back to our previous one, we had start Amy Steele, bench Betsy Palmer, cut Tiffany Helm, Amy, Tiff, Betsy. All right, F Bass throwing out a little something special there. Start Amy, bench Betsy, cut Tiffany. All right. Yes. Betsy, Amy, Tiff in that order. We got another one from Herbert that I'll bring up here in a second. Violet's popping and locking is dope as fuck, says Toronto Freddy.
Pop, lock,
exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Jason Lives. Start Jason Lives, bench Manhattan, cut X. So right along with you there on the effects. Jason Lives, Jason X Takes Manhattan. So right with me there on for Aaron Click. Let's see what else we got. Jamie with start Jason X, bench Lives, cut Jason Takes a Boat. Lives X Manhattan, went back and forth because X had some cool scenes. Yeah, I mean the head smash is pretty amazing. Yeah.
Oh, robot nipples. I forgot.
Yeah. Like the octopus from Bride of the Monster, that is hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that movie multiple times, Aaron. All right, let's jump on up to Toronto Freddy says start lives bench X cut 8. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna grab this one from Herbert Geddes. Start bench cut Friday the 13th kids. Tommy Jarvis, Reggie the Reckless, and Nancy, who was Tom McLaughlin's daughter. The little blonde girl from part 6. Yeah. Okay, great.
There was a monster. Oh, shut up. Go to sleep.
She's so friggin' cute, though. She knocks it out of the park.
I do love Reggie the Reckless. I'm just saying.
No, Reggie's great, man.
You like spiders? You like rubber spiders? You like rubber spiders on strings? Who doesn't love rubber spiders on strings? We're gonna start Tommy Jarvis because it's Corey Feldman before he went wacky. So we're gonna go with him. We're gonna bench Reggie the Reckless because he's in probably more scenes than Nancy, I would say. Mm-hmm. Nancy, we're gonna cut her because I wouldn't have known her name if you didn't put it in there. So there you go. Sorry, Nancy.
And I know her name because it keeps on getting brought up that it wasn't done as a nod to A Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's why I know her name, because it's like always brought up in that context. I'm going to start Reggie the Reckless, Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
I just think Shavar Ross has like so much charisma in that role. He's not the lead the way that I guess, they're all ensemble movies, but Tommy in the final chapter feels like he's got a shared lead responsibility there. But I think Reggie is just so memorable. That red sweatshirt, sweatpants suit is dope. And he hits Roy with the tractor, which is really cool too. He does scream like a lady. But I'm willing to look past that. I'm not going to judge him for that. He
has a huge tackle too, buddy. Just saying. Top of the barn.
Yeah.
He jumps out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Way to go, Reggie.
Hell yeah, Reggie. So, yeah, I'm going to start Reggie. I'm going to bench Tommy, and I'm going to cut Nancy because she's not in the movie very much. But I do think the performance is great there. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Herbert. Appreciate you, man. Let's see what else we got going on here. See if we got people chiming in on the kid. Friday the 13th. John Doe Juggalo's in the house?
Just pop in.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. Start Tommy Jarvis, bench Reggie, cut Nancy. So there you go. I have to check this thing out that they're talking about on the side here. Will Smith plays a Freddy type of character in this music video. Okay, so they didn't bring in Robert for it. They had Will Smith do it.
I love the song, by the way, but I'd never seen the video.
They should just let Will Smith play Freddy Krueger at this point.
Nightmare on my street.
Good song. Slapping Chris Rock with the Freddy glove on.
Keep my name out your mouth, bitch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a weird thing to have happen and then not be arrested for assaulting someone in front of millions of people. And it's just like, that never happened. Like, that's when there really is no justice in the world at that point.
No.
You're like, all right, it's all over for everyone. John Doe Juggalo, welcome to the chat. We are ranking Start Bench Cut. We're ranking Friday the 13th. So throw us a little suggestion there in the chat of something that you want to see us rank here. Reggie was going to get killed in Jason Lives, but Shavar turned down the part. Oh, interesting. Or he turned down returning. So at some point they were going to just continue with those characters. Okay.
And they said, fuck it.
I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to seeing more of Shavar, but I love part 6. I'm glad that it feels sort of like in a way, it's kind of like a reboot in a sense. It's like you could just pull part 5 right out and you can just go from part 4 to part 6 and it all makes sense there.
Wherever the red dot goes, ya bang.
Ya bang. You didn't have the rights to use the theme. Okay, well, I'll still try to check it out. And look at that. My wife, Kate, is in the chat. Everybody make Kate feel welcome to the Death Squad chat here. The Death Squad Cinema chat.
Yes, the Death Squad Skinema. Yes. Skinemax.
I like that. The Death Quad Skinema. All right. So how about ranking? Let's see here. Ranking Mrs. Voorhees. The OG. So this is another one from Trisha, but maybe I'm having a brain fart here. Is Mrs. Voorhees in the remake, Matt? Is she in the remake?
It? Yeah, she's in it.
Yeah.
Not
Just
for
at the very
long.
beginning.
It's during the credits and it keeps fading into black.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was like, man, is that from Freddy versus Jason or not? Okay. So this is a good one from Trisha. This is so Trisha McMasters is ranking start bench cut Mrs. Voorhees performances. The original, the remake, and then Freddy versus Jason. Mrs. Voorhees in Friday the 13th.
Well, obviously.
It's tough to not go Betsy Palmer with the first the start, right? Yeah, because she's just so much of a character there.
The second one, I didn't like the mom in Freddy vs. Jason. She was yelling like a big stupid dog who won't stop eating. You're mean.
Yeah,
mom. You're a jerk.
Yeah, like she. Nothing against people who smoke, but she's like a human ashtray. It seems like she's just got this like, "Where's my fucking pack of cigarettes, Jason?" kind of vibe going on. Yeah, she seems like a mean old C word. I was gonna drop it, but now that YouTube might care about what I say, I will not say the word.
We're gonna bench the remake, mommy, and cut Freddy versus Jason, mommy.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go OG. I'm gonna start the OG. I will bench Freddy versus Jason just because at least it's like there's something a bit more memorable. Because I had to ask Matt if she was in the remake, but now that you said it, I was like, I'm like, oh, of course, yeah. Because in the credits, you see that Jason like watches the whole thing happen, right? And
yeah,
picks up the machete or something like that. Okay,
plays with it, and then leaves.
So. And I guess that's just proof that I need to watch the 09 remake again sometime soon. Blu-ray would start the OG, bench Freddy versus Jason, and cut Pamela from the remake. There it is. And then boom, Jamie's on your side there. OG remake FVJ. Betsy Palmer was offered Freddy versus Jason, but passed. That really is a shame that they couldn't get her to do that. I mean, what is it? Like 15 minutes of work, something like that. That would have been fun. One more time, all that kind of fun
Share
stuff.
Yes.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking about if you believe in love. I think that's what you're thinking of. Time after time. Is that what you're thinking of?
I think his Share. I shouldn't know that.
No,
but
One More Time is Daft Punk, right?
Is it both?
I think it is. Bronson Wright Wolf says the next Friday the 13th will be on Friday, December 13th of this year. That's my brother Matt's birthday. I'm so jealous that every handful of years he gets a birthday on Friday the 13th. It's super unfair. No, it's really awesome.
I didn't know there was 2 this year.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be... So I wouldn't be surprised. Everyone that's like, why is Terrifier coming out in October? Well, it's going to the theaters in October so they can drop it that weekend on streaming and on, pay to play. That's why they're doing it, because then they're hitting the Friday the 13th and the Christmas crowd with their Christmas movie. So Damien Leone is a smart cookie, man. He says it's always fun to have Friday the 13th during spooky month, just to make everything spooktacular. Yeah, I mean, even before, it's great in October, but it's actually kind of nice to get, it sort of like really kicks off the spooky season, having the Friday the 13th in September and then getting to like ride that wave all through October. And Friday the 13th this year was Dave Mustaine's birthday, one of my favorite guys from Megadeth. Love Megadeth. Are you a Megadeth fan, Matt? Have you ever listened to them?
Never listened to them, my friend. Never.
Well, I don't know if you enjoy metal music at all. So. You're a country guy? All right.
As weird as that seems to most people, yes.
I mean, you just got to like what you like, right? It either speaks to you or it doesn't. So that's the way that I feel about it.
80s is the best.
Yeah. You dig your 80s stuff? One More Time is Daft Punk. There we go. Got confirmation. What's happening, Nicholas? No worries about being late. There are 31 likes. On my stream or Matt's stream. You got to bounce back and forth. And if you haven't hopped over there, hop on over to Matt's stream and give him a like and give him a sub if you aren't already subbed. After December, the next Friday the 13th is June 2025. Yeah.
Perfect.
Man. And that's like, that'll literally be Jason's birthday, right? Because isn't Jason's fictional birthday supposed to be in June? Is that right?
45th anniversary of the OG.
That's going to be awesome.
There you go.
F45. It doesn't sound as cool as H45.
Yes.
Yeah. F the fans 45. We still don't care about you. That's
nope. Fuck you 45.
Did you see the news that came out? Like that on Blood, I think it was Bloody Disgusting. What Sean S. Cunningham said about the TV show. That they're aiming for Halloween 2025. But he's basically even like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. And I'm like, oh Jesus.
Just like keep pushing it back. 2030. Here we go. Let's go.
This franchise has a death curse. I mean, it's friggin' doomed.
It's
doomed.
It
is. Yeah. Because if they don't have something for us, I'm bummed out that they didn't have something for us last weekend. You'd think that they could have put something together, like put a poster together. Shit. Like you hired a new showrunner and executive producer, so he should be coming in with an idea, or else you shouldn't have given him the job. So work up a really awesome poster and drop that, and then this coming one they could have done some sort of 15-second teaser for the one in December. Yeah,
they don't care.
So here Prince has got one that should be pretty cut and dry. Start bench cut brutal kills. So we're just comparing the original trilogy, part 1, part 2, part 3, ranking start bench cut the kills on brutality. Just thinking of all the kill. Man, I mean, part 3 has got some really brutal kills.
Part 1, I mean, Kevin Bacon's kill is cool. Ned's is off screen.
Yeah. When they find Duder stuck to the door with all the arrows, like that's pretty hardcore. That's a great reveal. That's a perfect use of an off-screen kill because it gets such an awesome moment when you see him. Like I don't need to see the kill because the aftermath like kind of paints its own picture.
Trying to run through 2 real quick. Lame. Terry's kill's lame.
2 might be the weakest on brutality.
I mean, we get Mark with the wheelchair, so I mean that's a plus.
Yeah, going down the stairs that aren't even there. I'm never gonna get over that shit. I don't know.
You got to.
They never exist, and then they exist. It's like they dragged the guy downtown and just shoved him down the stairs.
We're gonna start part 3. We're gonna bench part 2, cut 1.
Holy crap. All right. So I am going to start part 1. I think part 1's got the most brutal kills. I am going to bench part 3. Close second for me. And I'm going to cut part 2 because I don't think the kills are particularly brutal. I think the double kill of the lovers in bed is as brutal as it gets. Yeah.
Yeah.
And which is a little nod of the cap to Bay of Blood. That double kill, or it's the spear he uses, right? Not the pitchfork. I don't know if I said pitchfork or if I was just thinking it. Yeah.
Dead.
I know. What a way to go.
What you get. Jason heard the moaning. He's like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
Coming and dying at the same damn time. What a rush.
What a rush.
Let's see here. What do we got coming up here? Start bench cut practical jokers. Ted from part 2. Wait, Ted from part 2. Scott from part 2. There's 2 practical jokers in part 2. Shelly in part 3.
Scott's the one who stole the clothes.
Oh, Scott's the one that looks like Bob Dylan's kid from the Wallflowers.
He's
looks like freaking Jacob Dylan.
He's after Terry's sweet ass. So that's what he's up to.
And it seems like she kind of likes him, but yeah, I think maybe stealing the clothes is a little too far.
I know now. And Shelly.
Oh man. I mean, you gotta start. I'm starting Shelly. I'm gonna bench Ted and I'll cut Scott.
Same. The same.
Boom. I like Shelly. I think Shelly is a really fun character, and Jason wouldn't have gotten his mask without Shelly.
I'm not skinny enough.
Yeah, he does ride the feeling sorry for myself bus a bit too much. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whole movie.
It's like, yeah, dude, if you stop talking about it, then like maybe other people would stop thinking about it. And he calls Vera a bitch just for not accepting his advances. It's like, that doesn't make her a bitch. Like,
you got to know each other a little bit this weekend. You knew her for fucking half a day, first off, there, Shelly. So
yeah.
You don't know her.
It's been 4 hours.
Literally.
So chill, bro. Yeah. You know what? Bronson Wright Wolf brings up Trick or Treat, which Foz and I are going to cover on Movie Punks next month. So keep an eye out for that. I've never seen Trick or Treat, so I'm gonna have to watch it a couple times to get ready for that.
It was fine.
Yeah, it'll be fun to check it out. I know Foz has had his sights set on that one for the spooky season. And let's see here. Nicholas is jumping back and forth. There we go. Aaron says that's why Crazy Ralph was there, Davey. He was laying quick drying cement stairs. He's like a cartoon character. He's like putting together the stairwell really quick. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Let's see here. Toronto Freddy loves the Wallflowers. I've been listening to him a lot lately as well, Toronto Freddy. Start Shelly, bench Ted, cut Scott. There we go. Blu-ray Addict says, I don't mind Shelly.
I don't mind Shelly.
Nicholas says, I think Jason Goes to Hell has the most brutal kills of the franchise. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right, Nicholas. Yeah, that one ripping the chick apart. I mean, the breaking of the arm in the diner scene, that whole diner scene with like the slow motion is really, really nice. Like Jason Goes to Hell has some really fun stuff. Yeah, the breaking of the face, it almost has this when the lady what am I trying to say? When the lady that runs the diner gets punched in the face, it reminds me of like, it reminds me of like Dead Alive, like a Peter Jackson kind of effect, like really fun, over the top kind of thing. Jamie would start Scott, and I think I know why, because you think Scott's handsome and you want Scott to steal your clothes. Bench Teddy and cut Shelly. Let's see here. All right, Brooke Scarlett entering the fray here. Start bench cut Friday the 13th. Jerks Who Had It Coming. This is great. Trent from the remake, Dr. Cruz from The New Blood, and the biker gang from part 3.
You tell him, buddy. You bark like that dog you are. Is this your rubber?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And Ali kind of turns into sort of like a little bit of a, not a hero, I suppose, but like he has a bit of a heroic moment. He does. I don't know how he survives being bludgeoned with the club at the beginning of the movie. I think that would kill anybody. But he does get up and give it some more fight and fucking gets his hand cut off and shit. Whew.
Get your hands dirty, Ali. Get your hands dirty. I'm gonna cut Dr. Cruz. Oh, wait, how am I don't know how I'm judging. Like, how am I basing? I don't know how to. Jerks Who Had It Coming. Like, which one do I want to get killed first? Like, I don't.
The jerkiest of the, like, which one had it coming the most to least had it coming?
Oh, well, then Dr. Cruz, obviously. I mean, he was an asshole who was trying to manipulate her the whole movie. So,
yeah.
Based on that way, it has to be start him, even though I don't really like him. The biker gang, actually, I mean, they had a point after a while, you know what I mean? Shelly ran her bikes over, so I really would have left them alone after that first part that they were messing with them. So that was kind of on Shelly. So we're gonna bench Trent.
It was an accident, though, right? I mean, but I get it. For as far as they can tell, they're like, fuck this guy.
And then cut the biker gang, even though I do like the biker gang.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go right along with you. I know Trent is just such a douche. But I do think that Dr. Cruz, he's putting himself in harm's way by manipulating Tina and her mother. He's really a bad guy. He makes Rob Zombie Halloween 2 Loomis look like a nice guy.
Gentleman.
That's how bad of a doctor he is. So, you know, he definitely gets his comeuppance for sure. So, yeah, I would go Cruz, Trent, and then the biker gang. Because, yeah, I think the biker gang, even what's-her-face, you know, doesn't really, like, she doesn't want to siphon the fuel out of the tank and all that kind of stuff. Like, she thinks that, you know, they kind of each one had their fun and just let it go. So, yeah, Cruz, Trent, and the biker gang.
Bad news, Cruz.
Herbert said Scott's very weird. He's a good-looking guy, and Terry is the most beautiful woman ever. Why is he tormenting her with pranks? Well, I think he is trying to get her in bed by being playful with her.
Way.
Yeah, I mean, she is, when he, you know, hits her in the little cheeky cheeks with his slingshot, like she's into that. She likes the attention she's getting. It's very schoolboy. Like, to me, it reminds me of when I was in grade school and during recess, we would like chase the girls that we liked, like literally chase them. It was like a game of tag that had no point other than to be like, I literally want to chase you. And it seems like Scott is never really advanced past that part of his life.
No, he didn't.
Scott danced with a dog. I'm sold, says Jimmy. All right. That's a good point. Start Trent slime bag. And that's it. Herbert's like, that's all I got. Start Dr. Cruz, bench Trent, cut the biker gang. There we go. Jason Goes to Hell is the only film in the franchise where the killer shaves a guy's face.
That is true.
Yeah. It might be the only slasher movie where the killer shaves a guy's face, right? I can't think of another one.
What? He doesn't like facial hair.
Is that what it is? Or was it to like, yeah, it's really odd.
A smooth transition of the ass shit heart to his mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, of the Evil Dead. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So we got a visuals / aesthetics and environment here from Prince. So start, bench, cut. Jason Takes Manhattan, the original, and the final chapter for visuals and aesthetics and environment. I don't know why, but I like feel like I want to start Jason Takes Manhattan here.
On the environment?
Like yeah, well, like I don't mind the boat setting. I wish that we just got like more graphic kills and it didn't take up as much of the runtime. And you know, even though they only are in Manhattan for a little bit, it is kind of cool to see Jason there. Yeah, like you said, Jason's like a soggy monster. I mean, that's part of like the aesthetic of the film a little bit as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start Jason Takes Manhattan. I am going to bench the original, and I'm gonna cut the final chapter.
I'm gonna start the original, bench Jason Takes Manhattan, and cut the final chapter. It's boring in the final chapter.
It is a little. I'm realizing that through this start, bench, cut. Like, I love that movie, but then I start thinking about things a little bit deeper, and I am like, huh. It is. There's nothing wrong with it being. Everyone calls it the quintessential 80s slasher, but it's almost like maybe too by the numbers now that, you know, now that we have so many slashers to look back on. And I think that Jason Lives is quintessentially 80s in a different way. I think it's got that MTV rock and roll kind of 80s thing going.
Yeah.
And I love this back and forth here. Well, Jamie says starting Dr. Cruz, benching Trent. He could get it and cut the bikers. And Nicholas says Trent is such an a-hole in the remake, and Jamie's very quick with, I know, it's hot. Getting to know Jamie here. Yeah. Dr. Cruz and the teacher from part 8 are the two biggest scumbags in the franchise. I would agree, except for what about the junkies in Takes Manhattan? I think those two might be the biggest scumbags in the franchise.
Don't be like that, man.
It gets so awkward in that scene. Like, as if that movie isn't bad enough, then you have this really odd, like, forced drugging, almost, assault scene. It's just, it gets, again, it's one, I say this all the time. Like, I say it about Tivoli and Halloween Kills. And I say it about the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween. It's like, that's just the kind of ugliness and grimness I'm not looking for in that kind of movie. Like, I want all of it to come from Jason and not from the junkies on the streets of Vancouver / New York.
It could be smooth, but it can be rough. It's your choice, princess.
Oh my gosh.
I like it rough, Big Daddy.
Yeah. Like, why don't you guys just have a go at each other? It seems like you're kind of down for whatever here. Cody says Trent sucks. Clay should have beaten him up. Yeah, he just didn't want to get his pretty WB fingers messed up by punching a dude. He's like, but I have to go make Supernatural.
You gonna buy something, or it just sounds like you're standing up there chatting? So
I love it. I love what he's like. It's cool, but I'm not your bro. Like, I love all of that. They're just amazing.
You don't want to hang out afterwards?
Man, and the performance is just so good. Like, I understand hating Trent, but that just means that Travis Van Winkle killed it in that performance there. Cody would start final chapter for atmosphere aesthetic. He would bench Manhattan and cut the original. Damn. Start the final chapter, bench Jason Takes Manhattan, cut the OG. So no one's really digging in the movie that's about the camp killer. Even myself, I didn't put the OG in the first slot. Start bench cut this one. Or start bench cut on this one, says Aaron. OG bench final chapter, cut Manhattan. So there he goes. Boom. He says that hurts, Davey. I hope I didn't say anything too hurtful there. Jamie would start the OG bench the final chapter, cut Manhattan. It must be that it hurts that I said something disparaging about the final chapter. It's weird that or he's saying something different, because it's weird that the final chapter doesn't take you very many places, feel isolated, but not in a scary way, maybe more of a budget way. I think. And final chapter is so much about the characters. There are so many of them and so many great memorable performances. I think Teddy Bear is great. The Doublemint twins are awesome. Judy Aronson, who is my favorite, my favorite chick in a slasher movie of all time, right there. Screw you, Polly.
Screw you, Polly.
What is he doing messing around with the friggin' Doublemint twin?
You got the hot girl.
I mean, Judy Aronson is like, yeah, whatever. I've said enough already. Check her out on Instagram. It's unreal. The junkie in Jason Takes Manhattan. Looked and acted like Sam Whitemoon from Creepshow 2. Yeah, very similar. I totally know what you mean. The guy in the little store in Creepshow 2. Yeah, Cruz is an asshole. Jared Padalecki did what he could with what he had. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think he's a better actor than Jensen Ackles. That's for sure.
Whoa.
I don't remember the teacher at all. Oh God, he's such an asshole. Charles is one of the great assholes of horror right there for sure. Herbert likes Billy Zabka. Trent was a dick in Transformers. Just like Billy. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's great.
He always is.
You just got, and he plays the same character. He literally plays a guy named Trent. There's no last name, so it's up to interpretation.
Same guy,
whether or not they're the same character. So, and Michael Bay produced, right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Platinum Dunes.
I think I've seen Travis Van Winkle play a good guy once.
And what's funny is, I found out like a little bit more about him lately because I follow Rachel Lee Cook on Insta, and I'm a huge Rachel Lee Cook fan, and her and him are really good friends. And I don't know if they've like produced movies or made movies together like recently, but he does like all this really terrific charity work. Like, he raises money and then like goes out to like Africa and like teaches kids and provides like all this stuff. Like I'm not going to say it exactly right, so I won't dive into it too much, but it is really cool to be like, hey, the guy that plays like the biggest asshole in Friday the 13th history
actually a good dude.
Is actually a great guy, and he just looks the part. Like if you were that devastatingly handsome, you have to have that guy play a dick. He's just got like asshole high school quarterback written all over him. It's exactly what people want, from that kind of look. It's perfect. Mm-hmm. He's a real Bo Nix out there.
Shut up.
I can't believe that my team's 1-1. That's all I'm saying.
Our offense blows.
Yeah, guys, I think this is probably a good place to sort of like cap it and just sort of like, I don't know, talk about what you've got coming up here on the channel within the next like week or so, Matt. And, I can chime in afterwards. It seems like it's sort of naturally just sort of, petering out here. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any of the other ones that we had. Looks like we got them all. Prince, with yours that aren't really, to do with Friday the 13th, just hang on to those for another time. Drop them in the comments section so we can go snag them from there. And yeah, what do you got coming up, Matt?
On Sunday, that will be the return of Slashtober, Slasher Showdown. Lee McCoy from Drum Dums will be in the building, and we will be going over 8 more matchups, moving 8 more movies to this bloody 32. And then following up that, we'll have I'm not sure if it's going to be Ken and Ashley or just Ken from Sledgehammer Horror. They will be on for another episode of Slashtober Slasher Showdown for the second round. And after that, waiting to see when Davey's going to be freed up for the following one after that. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Got to see who's going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, so you've got 2 more rounds coming up here in September, right? And then you hit the ground really running there in October?
So, okay, Lee will knock it down, then we'll be to 32. Then the episode with Sledgehammer Horror will be the first 8 in that round, getting ready for the Sweet 16. So, nice. 1, 2, October, there might be 3 episodes of Slashtober, I believe, to wrap it all up. I am milking this cow for as long as I can.
Yeah, and I'm keeping things relatively open in October, other than I did, if you guys, checked out my channel yesterday or today, I did put a bunch of streams up on there for, Late Night with the Davey going through October. And then I'm doing this thing called Davey Science Theater 3000 that Eli wanted me to do, because we're going to be watching public domain horror movies throughout October. So that'll be really just kind of doing those 2 things and sort of leaving the schedule open a little bit to be able to do some of those collaborations and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I know everyone's going to be incredibly busy in October. Yeah. And so even if the collab invites don't come out, I'm looking to do some rankings of Child's Play, the Evil Dead series, and Halloween. I'm not going to be doing like a full review of everything, but I'm going to be, ranking those franchises here coming up. I've got Evan from Rockland Graves Productions coming on to Late Night with the Davey this week. I'm really pumped. Awesome. He just hit 40K. This guy's channel is friggin' crazy, Matt. So I started following him like a month and a half ago, maybe something like that. He was at like 34,000. He's at 40 right now.
Holy shit.
He told me that when we did the Terrifier 2 stream the other day, he told me and Ken and Ashley that he was at like 2,400 at the beginning of the year. So damn. bonkers what's going on. So if you guys haven't checked out Rockland Graves Productions, he does really good, like insightful, like video essays, like really nice deep dives coming at it from like you're going to learn about the movie as well as learning about Evan's opinion. So really pumped to have him on Late Night with the Davey. And then this Friday, or not this Friday, what the heck else do I come? Oh, this coming Monday after that episode, I'm going to be hopping on with my guy Hayden, who I've seen hanging out with the Splattercast guys, and Evan, and he's never seen The Thing before. John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. So he is going to watch it the first time this weekend. And I'm a massive fan of the film. It's one of my favorites that I go to every year. And so we're going to do sort of like a stream that's going to be like longtime fan versus newbie as far as like our perspectives, like, you know, what we think about the movie, like what he takes away as somebody totally brand new. So that's going to be coming out on Monday, the 23rd. So that's really what I have coming up in the immediate future here. Still basking in 1K. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed and has shared and sent out a super chat or bought a membership. Like it's amazing. And can't wait to see, you know, what the next chapter brings here. Yeah. And then, yeah, Matt, you and I will find a time here early in October to jump into the /tober showdown, or I guess whenever in October that you're looking to get me. And then we'll be back with we got to put together another start bench cut. And man, the one for Halloween could be really fun because it can be like all things spooky season. Like we can like rank the candies, the Halloween candies, you know, the Halloween movies, and then like the movies. Yeah, the movies that aren't horror movies that make you like feel that holiday, that spooky time season kind of thing. It'll be awesome. So guys, to get a head start on that, if you're watching this after the fact, jump into the comments and let us know what you want to see ranked in the next episode of Start Bench Cut. We'll write those down and have them on the show and give you a shout out, you know, when we put them up there. And yeah, I can't think of anything else unless you got something else you want to say.
I did forget another show coming up. Bringing on Matt from Mad Blood, and another amazing YouTube channel. He's just continuing to climb every time I go over to his channel. Love his content. He's going to be coming on. We're going to be doing a Halloween franchise tier ranking together. So definitely perfect for October, obviously. So that's coming sometime in the beginning of October.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have him on Late Night with the Davey towards the end of the month. So I'm really pumped to have him on. Same kind of thing. I love his like the Rotten Tomatoes kind of, you know, breakdowns he does. And he has really good video essays as well. He's got this stream of consciousness thing. I'm like, man, it seems like it's scripted, but I don't think it is because it's just so solid. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Mad Blood, you should check him out for sure. Yeah, his channel's popping way off right now. So hell yeah. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. If you guys haven't dropped on over to Matt's channel to give a sub and give a like, please do that. I will add our links in the description below. So if you're watching this after the fact, you can catch those down below. I know I'm so terrible. Who the heck am I? You know, he gets 1,000 subs and then he just starts treating everyone like trash. All right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll be back next month for another episode of Start Bench Cut. I'll be back here on Wednesday live for Late Night with the Davey. And what, you're going live next on Sunday, or do you have a live planned between now and then, Matt?
Unless something spontaneously pops up, I don't have anything until next Sunday night.
Cool. What time is that happening? Eastern?
9 p.m. Eastern.
Hell yeah. So set that notification. You guys are not going to want to miss Matt and Lee together. It's going to be a friggin' banger, man.
Lee. He's awesome.
I'm pumped. Yeah, Lee is great. And looking forward to working with him here in the future as well. And yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Start Bench Cut. We've been talking the Friday the 13th franchise. We've been talking the child actors, the final girls, the aesthetic, which movie is better than the other one, which has the most brutal kills, all sorts of fun stuff. Let us know in the comments below your thoughts on everything that we ranked here in this episode of Start Bench Cut. Hit subscribe, hit like, set that notification bell, and become a channel member if you haven't already. He's been Matt Facci, and until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.